Testing, testing. All right. Okay, now you should be able to hear me. I was just talking to myself for the first minute. Hey, whoever's here. Sorry. Let me know if you can't hear me okay or if things are choppy, because I'm trying to work out technical issues while streaming too. This here. And then I think I already have this running. Yes, I do. So bring that out. Okay, so basically what I've done so far, that's not the right one. It is supposed to be. Here we go. I'm gonna move this out of the way for now. Yeah. All right, people who just joined, please let me know if you can't hear me or if I sound weird or if um it's like super choppy because I'm trying to still work out technical bugs. Part of the reason I stopped streaming like a couple months ago is I had too many technical bugs and they were really overwhelming. Um, so probably chat asking you if you can hear me too. If I don't get any responses. And again, I'm kind of building from scratch with what I'm doing. So basically, ah, it's clear. Okay, thanks so much, Abe. What about video? Is the video clear whenever I'm moving around and stuff, or is that pretty choppy? I don't have much going on yet, so um, I don't need this. I don't need any of that. I can get rid of that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna new file, actually new folder. No, we can do new file for now. And we're going to do we're gonna do a slider, color, slider, view. Yeah. So I'm gonna copy and paste from another slider tab right here. Let me move this. I'm gonna be hopping between my one of my projects and another project that's actually not the right project. It's gonna be the color picker. So it's not All right, so I have a color picker that I built. It's functional. It works mostly well. Um, and it's one of those projects that I started and I'm 90% done. You can actually it is live on my portfolio site, but it's not the best that I want it. But it does have a lot of smaller components that I like, and I can use those. So I am going to copy the color slider to start, and I'm just going to move it over here. And see utils.color. So I need to use canvas. Okay, so here I will just show my color picker so you so it's not 100% like ready, but basically I developed this because I didn't like any of the packages that I could find. None of them worked correctly for me, so I spent time building this, and actually I did a lot of it while I was streaming last time. And so now I'm going to take pieces of this and use it in the talk that I'm doing. Basically, I'm going to have to kind of reverse engineer it because I don't need everything in it. So I have this color slider here. And I think for now, I don't need the set canvas function in here because we're not going to set a canvas, at least not yet. So that can go away. I don't need this. And basically what my slider is doing is it's taking a range and it uses the HSL color theory, or color format, which is hue, saturation, lightness. And you can use that to pick a color and then change the saturation and the lightness and go up with other colors. But for this part of it, I don't need that. All I need is the color picker itself. So let's see. So I don't need the set color values. I don't need that. I, where's the set slider value at? Mounted set slider value. Okay. So I'm going to comment that out for now. I don't think I need set slider value. Set slider value. Let's handle the slider update because the set slider value can be whatever the input is. So that shouldn't. So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to, no, that's right. Should be right here. And then click that view. This should be, what is this? 40. Maybe that's okay. Let's see. That is, so why is my tailwind not working again? I don't, okay, Deuce. Well, right now I'm trying to troubleshoot and figure out why my tailwind's not working again. But I'm working on my content for color theory. And so usually when I give talks, I actually end up building apps, like just mini apps, instead of using, you know, Google Slides or PowerShell or whatever the Microsoft version is. So I'm working on that tonight. And so I don't know how productive I'm going to be. Um, especially since I'm already running into issues. But I haven't streamed in a while, and so I just figured I'd give it a go and kind of walk through my thought process and talk to myself and whoever else. Oh, it is interesting. Okay. The other person that came in said that it was the chat was not choppy. Is it the chat that's choppy or the video that's choppy? I need to do this. Hmm, no, it's not. All right, I turned the background off. So let me know if it's still choppy. I'm also trying to troubleshoot tech issues because when I stopped streaming, part of the reason I stopped streaming was because I had so many tech issues. Um, it's my voice. Hmm. That's no, that's better. I turned off other sources. I don't think that my laptop is really. Was that you? Wait, hold on. I was. Is that you, Matthew? Because now I feel creeped out. So this worked. It literally worked earlier today. Okay, you scared me. I was a little bit creeped out for a second. I was like, who else could it have been? All right, so we've got the div, TS. What about the keyword tail? How's it going tonight? I was just like, you said you helped me out with tech issues. I was like, well, the only person that helped me out was Matt, and uh, I don't think I helped nobody else helped me out, and I didn't help anybody else out today. So, and your username is way different on this one, even though I'm pretty sure you came into my streams a while ago, and because your username is so off, like it threw me for a loop for a little bit. All right. This is one of those instances too where I feel really dumb because like this worked just a little bit before I got on the stream. Literally my black box with a border too worked just fine. It worked just fine. And I have not made any additional changes. Oh, other than I did change to SCSS. So styles.main SCSS. And then that doesn't have anything to do with it. Styles main SCSS. Package.json should have Sass and dev dependencies. Oh, it does not. I know, but it has the dependencies, so that should be fine. All right, if I rename, let's just see if it works with just CSS for now. App.view, .ts, needs to be named CSS. Okay, what games are your favorites? Tailwind config. Let's see, it's gonna reload. Yeah, my kids all just went to sleep. The sound is better now? Okay. Well, I made a change like 2 minutes ago, so I'm glad it's finally showing up on your end. All right. So we're gonna restart this. So my goal here tonight is basically to talk to myself and figure out why things aren't working before I started streaming. So welcome. I don't need the welcome because I took that out. So why is that? Hmm. I'm in the wrong. No, I'm not. I'm in empty and roundup. I'm in the right. Oh, wait, no. Wait, yes. No, I am. I'm an RP. Oh, you're in Final Fantasy. You have to add me. I will. I think my name is Jujako. I'll type it. Did you get Dawn Trail? Are you on that? Is that how good you are? I'm on not Shadowbringers, but the one before Heaven Sword. I'm on Heaven Sword. I did. I turned it off and turned it back on. I don't need the welcome. Where the heck is the, oh, right here. That's where the welcome's coming from home view. I didn't even, home view, where's home view coming from? Import home view from, okay, that's why it's the dang router. All right. Because I said I wanted to install view router. I should have just not installed it yet. There we go. Look at that. There it is. Oh, you're on Endwalker. Okay, so I like Bard. That's what I am. I'm not, Gunbreaker looks fun though. But Bard is really fun too. All right, so now I'm going to change this back to SCS Whispers. And then we're good. I just don't understand how it worked for me earlier and then it decided to like stop working. That's weird. All right, and I can just delete these and I can delete this. I don't need the views right now. You started as a Bard, yeah. What's better about Gunbreaker? The Gunbreaker looks fun, and then I started trying Blue Mage, but then I found out that Blue Mage doesn't even have like any like benefit to playing other than like just just like I guess getting prizes or whatever, and um, that's just not my jam. So I stopped. Right, so color values, I don't need that right now. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I have my color picker, but I basically I'm basically rebuilding little components that I need. So I don't need any of these right now. And I will add them in as I need them. All right, so now we've got a color picker, and then as 360 app. Now I can go in here and input my color slider. Donuts, color slider. And then we're just gonna add it in here. Let's see, previously picked. All right, my color slider. So with color theory, there's different types of formats of colors, right? So whoever's watching here, um, you have your hex codes, which is most likely what you started out with, and they just kind of seem random until you use them for a while, and you're like, oh, they maybe have kind of somewhat of a pattern to them. And then, but you don't know what they are, right, as a beginning web developer. And then you get into RGBA because you need alpha, the A, to change opacity of your colors, which is really cool. So you end up doing like RGBA and using RGB and RGBA to like help you change opacity for your colors. And then, at least in my experience, I found out about HSL much later than I did about the other two. So I went hex, RGBA, and then HSL. But HSL is actually my favorite because it's very 2D point. Like, so with my color slider here, I have a range of, so basically my color slider, this thing, I'll zoom in. My color slider here is an input, and it's an input, and it's going to take, the value of, it's a slider input. So it's going to take the value of wherever you land your slider on, and it's going to give back the value of what your slider is on. And with HSL, the reason that it's great for a slider is because HSL the hue, the hue goes from 0 to 360 degrees. So it's like a big circle, which I think is really interesting. And so you start at 0 degrees. And I have my Figma notes that I've started. I'll share that real quick. You have so you start with, I don't know why that did that. I don't know. I was making shapes already. But so you have HSL here, and it's, why is it not zooming in? So to get red, you would do H, the hue, 0, saturation at 50%, and then lightness at 50%. And of course, saturation is going to kind of affect the like balance of the color, and then the lightness is going to go from 0 to 100, which would be from white to black. But the hex for HSL 05050 is BF 4040. But when you get back to 360, you do a full circle. And so when you do 360 degrees at 50% saturation and 50% lightness, you also get BF 4040. So I really like HSL because, like for this color picker that I have, all of these colors, they are saturation 50% and lightness 50%. And all I did was, all I mostly did was go from 0 degrees all the way to 360 degrees. And that basically takes you through the entire like color palette on that even scale of saturation and lightness. So when you want like a specific linear color map, HSL is amazing because that's what you're doing is you're setting a degree of the hue. So, and I don't know off the top of my head like what the hue would be for like this, but this would probably be like 80. So instead of being 0 degrees for the first, it'd be 80 degrees. And so yeah, so that's why I really like HSL is it's very linear because like if you do the same thing with like, and actually since I have you here, Matt, and you have just learned at HSL today, we'll go to color picker. And we'll do Google. And actually when I made my color picker, I actually referenced Google's a lot. So all of these colors on this picker right here on the slider itself, they're whatever degree. So the degree is the first number in HSL, and you can see that here. Like so, right now I'm on 270 for HSL. I'll just zoom in a bit, and then they're not on 50% in the color picker, but on the color slider, They're 50% and they're 50% because it's the median value for that number where we are. So um, the color picker here, right here, it's 61 degrees. On the color slider, it's 61 degrees. So I really like HSL because of that, because you can get very linear values and you can use them for things like a color slider, right? That's amazing. Um, so one of the first things I want to do, and then you have your RGB here, which is red, blue, green, and the color picker here does not show a really good interpretation of what that looks like, but you can see it in things like, Photoshop or Affinity Designer, maybe Microsoft Paint. I know I still use Microsoft Paint sometimes for really easy things. So, um, but the HSL, you can definitely see here because it is the color slider. Everything on this color slider is 50% for saturation and lightness. It's literally just the median of the color. Um, and so with my talk, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to talk about first HSL, then I'm going to go to RGB, and then I'm going to go to hex. So with HSL, it's for me, I like to think about it as a circle. Um, yeah, hue, saturation, lightness. And then you have HSV. So CMYK is really interesting. So I don't know. CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and oh my gosh, I don't know what the K stands for. Let's look that up real quick because I don't know. But they say that the oh no, go away. Sorry, I accidentally went to my video and it was like repeating what I was saying. It was really weird. Um, so CMYK. Yeah. What is the K and the key? Okay. Yeah, so they say that red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors, right? But really, it's cyan, magenta, and yellow. But when you're in like first grade or third grade and you're really learning about primary colors, it's much easier to say that yellow and red and blue are the primary colors as opposed to saying cyan and magenta. But really, and magenta is one of my favorite colors. So when I figured this out, like I was really excited about it. Magenta is one of the primary colors. Actually, red can be made by mixing yellow and magenta. Um, so I'm not really going to talk about CMYK in my talk. I don't think, unless I end up having a lot of time. But my process is going to be HSL because HSL is very linear, but it's also circular. So you can go from 0 to 360, and 0 is the same as 360. And I think that's really neat as somebody who's into numbers and like weird numbers aligning. Anyways, so I'm going to go with that. But then the next easiest one to really dive into is red, blue, and green, right? Because RGB is literally just, let's see if we can find an RGB visualizer. Da. No, you can't. So I'm going to have different little components. Here you go. Here's RGB. And actually, Kate Matt uses something like this for her to figure out RGB. But you either have from 254, I guess. I thought it was 250. Oh, yeah, 255. So I guess they're just taking off a digit. Oh no, I just didn't. Okay. So you have red, blue, and green. When you mix them all together, all the way up to 255, it's going to make white. And when you go back to 0, that's 0. But it's basically darkness, black, all the way up to the primary colors, right? Um, oh my gosh. Done. Oh, you didn't know cyan was a color? I do lots of crosswords, so How do I block this person? Hold block, ban, outgoing fig. Thank you. So yeah, so RGB though is the next easiest color. And then after that comes hex, because hex, while it's like the first thing that most of us learn about, um, it's really not the easiest to understand whenever you get into color theory, because it's just all these random numbers. You know, you just pick one and like it's 34A37. But really, what it is these two digits right here are R. These two digits right here are G, and the 37 for this is B. But it's converted to bytes. So right, I think it's bytes, bits. I always get bits and bytes confused. Bits, bytes, nibbles. Bits. I think it's bytes. But each of them, the reason that there are letters is because of the way that instead of going up, it's based on binary really, and how many bytes per point. So the and this is the part that I stumble on and that like I get, but I cannot explain fully yet. And so this is where I will be working, not tonight, to figure out. One of my best friends is a developer, and she's really, really good at the back end and the data manipulation and understanding how the inner workings are. And so, like, I had her explain it to me, and I'm going to basically have her explain it to me again. Um, and I do understand it, but when you get to past 10, then it goes to A, then 11 is B, 12 is C, all the way up to F, which I believe is 16, 15 or 16. So I'll be doing like a visual representation of what that actually means in my talk. But I'm not quite there yet. I have a little bit more research to do. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on. Um, and so the thing that I wanted to do, at least start on tonight to get something going, is I have this color picker, right? I don't necessarily need it as a color picker. I can just, I really just want, so I said earlier that I have kind of done it. So instead of doing it incrementally, um, with HSL, I like found the stop points that were recommended and added those as hexes. Hey, Mika! Hey, thanks for joining. How are you doing? Um, I don't know how much you've heard. I've been like blabbing on about colors, so it's probably like boring, but it's okay. Colors are so fun. So I don't think it's boring, so whatever. It's not boring. I'm gonna make it not boring, even if what I'm saying right now is boring. Uh, so my goal, my goal is to take. So basically, Mika, since I just saw you, how much have you heard so far? Let me ask you that before I start telling you my update. Oh no, you haven't had. Okay. Well, Mika, let me know when you're back. Let me know when you add. Okay. Um. All right. So basically, my goal. Yeah, you're subscribing. That's weird. She's in Prime. Oh no, because you have Prime Gaming and she doesn't, and she's not subscribed to the channel. I'm actually really surprised because I haven't like streamed in a couple of months, and apparently I'm still an affiliate, so I'm a little bit surprised because I thought I was gonna get like kicked out from that. All right, so goal of the color slider now. Okay, Mika. Hey, all right. Okay, now I can ask you. what did you hear before before the ad happened? Where did you come in so that I can kind of update you on what's going on? Because I kind of went on a really long spiel. So I'll shorten it and just kind of give you the small bit. And while I'm waiting for you to answer, let's look up bit versus byte. Which one is the bigger one? 1 byte is equivalent to 8 bits. And then there's a nibbled, which I think is really cute. I love it. Okay, so each 1 or 0 in a binary number is called a bit. So 4 bits make a byte, and then 4 bits make a nibble, and 8 bits make a byte. So each value in RGB is a byte. Okay, and then you add them together, and then it forms the hex. Okay, so basically, I was talking about how I am making my talk for it's going to be for that conference talk, and it's about color theory. I'm going to start with HSL, Nika, because HSL is hue, saturation, lightness, right? And like here on the Google Color Picker, you see 232 degrees, 50% and 50%. Okay. H is the hue. And the cool thing about the hue in HSL is it goes from 0 to 360. So as long as as long as the saturation and lightness are set to 50% or like just whatever common number that you want them to be set to, it's a very linear progression. Like it goes from 0 to 360. And if you see in Google Color Picker 0 degrees, the hex is BF040, but it's also BF040 when it gets to 360 degrees for the hue. So it's a really cool methodology because it is linear and also circular. Yeah, pretty cool, right? Oh, hey, Pika Gamer 9, thanks so much for the subscribe. I was not expecting that tonight. This is my first stream in a very long time. Um, so yeah, so you go there, right? And Mika, you know what hex codes are, right? Like you probably have a hex code, like of course, 000 and FFF or, black and white, but there might be some that you've like noticed like throughout like your time working in the development side of things where you see certain things pop up, right? So you have some hex codes, but you might not necessarily understand them. And so the next step from HSL to me, and I'm kind of working backwards in my experiences because HSL is the most recent one that I discovered. Before that, the first thing was hex, right? Because especially all of us, I think I'm a millennial. I don't think I'm Gen X. I'm born in '88, so I think I'm a millennial, right? Whatever. I was on MySpace and I learned how to color and Neopets, learning how to like change the colors of things with the hex codes. And you start learning the hex codes, and especially as a new web developer, that's what you learn, right? Is the hex, and you just have color pickers like this that you can go and find the hex for. But then you find out about RGB, and that you find out about that because you find out about opacity in colors, and so you add the A to the end of RGB, which is the alpha, which is how opaque your color is going to be. 0 for totally transparent, and all the way up to 1 for, not transparent at all. Totally, not transparent, not opaque at all. And so RGB is pretty easy because you have R, G, and B, and between those, you're going from dark, but then when you blend them all together, it goes all the way to white, and each of them go from 0 to 255. So even though, like, yes, it's confusing as far as like when you're picking on a color picker, and you need to really know how to blend colors really well if you're using this, RGB itself is kind of easy to understand. Yeah. Yeah, right. I know. I was a big RGBAer too, and I am still, but I do love HSL more now. Um, but before that, you were at Hex, and so when you're looking at, and I think you might have been in an ad when I was talking about this. So a hex code, there's usually 6 digits. There actually can be 2 more for alpha, but you don't see that very often. Um, and so 47 is going to be the by 8-bit. It's going to be the byte. uh, so 47 is the byte, and then 20 for R for red. 27 is the byte for blue. Green. And then the next 27 is the byte for blue. And so there's a mathematical process to figure out what the hex is. And so while we're all familiar with using hex, especially starting out as a developer, and we can easily find a color picker on Google or whatever we want, whatever tool we're using. And usually they have that, the HSL, CMYK, and the RGB. You're probably most likely going to start off with hex. And so knowing why the numbers and the digits are the way that they are, the letters and the numbers, can be really helpful, because when it comes to actually converting them, um, you're you need to know what the bytes are, right? To convert. So this is my first stream in a long time. I'm not getting into the nitty gritty. I have like several functions that actually do the conversions. And some of them I was able to figure out mostly by myself. Some of them I had Chat GPT to help me. And so throughout this process, as I'm building out my talk, I'm actually going to be breaking those down and really understanding them, because there is a meaning behind all these numbers, as simple as random as they seem sometimes. Um, it's just that they all mean they mean things based on the binary code, really, which is pretty cool. And I had to write binary. I had to write my name in binary in like 6th grade, so I've always been really fascinated with it, anyways. But that's literally where the hex codes come from, is because it's how many zeros and ones, how many bytes are there in this portion. Because if you look at a pixel, okay, I'll go on one more tangent. When you look at pixels and you look at colors on your screen, the different colors, each like little dot that makes up a color on your screen, has to go through the binary code to figure out what the red value is, what the green value is, and what the blue value is, in order to combine and make the actual color that you see appear, at least in web development. I don't know about like LCD screens and all of that. Like, I don't know about like TVs or what. I'm talking about web development. So it's really interesting that, you're looking at this hex code. It seems like something that you've learned from like MySpace days or Neopets days, or you're just getting started and that's what you're like thrown into with, and you have a color picker. But really, it's really interesting to look at the values and then see that. So for my talk, and I will just kind of go into this, my goal is to talk, number one, about HSL, and I'm gonna make it a point to kind of go over the 0 to 360 degrees. It's circular, and so my goal, I have this circle here. I was starting in Figma, and then I like opened up my VS Code, and I'm like, well, maybe it might be easier to do it in just VS Code directly. So I've got this. I've got my color slider, which is an input that takes a value, and it would, in my color picker, which I actually do have live here, it updates these values based on where you, right. For my presentation, I don't necessarily need it to be an input. What I do want is a line, and I don't know if I want to go circle to line or line to circle. But I'm going to basically, actually, I think I will. I don't know. Y'all tell me which way is better. but I need to develop a circle that has this color palette, and I need to be able to make it align. So I think I'm going to have to use SVG for that um, because the way that linear and radial gradients work with CSS um, are tricky. I could probably do it though with an SVG that already has this lined up. Um, hmm. And so this is where I'm gonna kind of like this is where I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing on streaming right now because I really don't have necessarily a plan. Y'all are here listening to me, and I appreciate it. I know if you have to hop off, it's getting late. No worries. But I also just wanted to kind of get out and talk about this because I'm going to be doing a talk on it. But then I also do need to develop the components to do it. And Mika, you weren't here when I said this, but whenever I do a talk, every single talk I've given, I've developed an app for it. Usually just like a local app, right? Like I'm not publishing it to NPM or anything so other people can download it. But I develop an app on my own machine. Instead of doing slides, I do view apps or whatnot. And so that's kind of my thing. I like doing it because I'm a developer. I feel like when I'm developing a presentation, I want to be able to potentially share it maybe as a website or whatnot. And so, yeah, so I end up developing the components. And honestly, in my opinion, because I haven't touched like presentation stuff really that much in a long time, it's just kind of faster and I can just get my hands dirty and really understand it. And with the color piece, the color aspect, I really think that's important. So I think the first thing that I want to do is I want to utilize SAS or SCSS. And instead of having these right here, I'm going to use HSL and I'm going to incrementally um, change these. I'm going to incrementally increase from 0 to 360. Um, so, because these are like basically, these are HSL, these are 50% saturation, 50% lightness, and they're different stop points in the hues. So, zero, actually, that's not even 0. I didn't even get to 0. I'm going to have to fix it. So, I think that's what we'll start with. So I have SCSS installed in my project already. And I'm going to do a mix-in. So I don't, you building up. Yeah. Um, Matt, like I love it. Like I have a couple of different talks and then I have like components I built and like this slider I pulled from a component or from my color picker. Um, I I really love using code to create my my things, and because especially I also mostly talk about CSS when I'm talking, and so being able to show that and then just already have the code for it is really nice. I don't have to I actually graduated high school early. I took a night class with one of my best friends, and we had to do a computer class. And the computer class was not coding; it was just like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. And I ended up finishing the class in like a week and a half, and it was like a 9-week course. And so I used to be actually really good at doing presentations, specifically with PowerPoint. And I used to be doing really good at Word, but that was like 15 years ago, and there's a lot that's changed, and I just don't have time to look all of that stuff up anymore. All right, so we're going to do a mix-in, and we're going to call it, we'll call it hue lineage. And we need to have a variable. I'm going to have to look this up. Okay, so SCSS. I know there's going to be some type of for involved in this. SCSS, uh, count, we'll just do count from 1 to 10. And if I don't get good answers, I will go to ChatGPT. What's a loop that increments to, all right, so 4. All right, so I'm going to say at 4, I from 0. Ooh, I don't know if it'll do 0, but we'll see. Through 360. And then we're going to say I is I plus 1. And so then Jack in the app for a talk idea. um, so Mika, Ask Deuce is on AAK Deuce. I don't know why I like keep saying ask. I actually work with him now. He's just awful. No, I'm just kidding. He's really great. He's actually the person that got me the job I work now. So I really appreciate him. And he's gotten lots of he's done a really good job recently, and he's gotten lots of recommendations and kudos from other people that are like way above us. So he's doing great. All right, I think I'm lucky, but yeah, I mean maybe he's lucky too, but I think I'm more lucky than he is. I plus 2. So we're gonna set the hue. Okay, so then I need you know what? We're just gonna go to Chat GPT because I don't feel like uh, really figuring all of this out. And he works mostly on Drupal. Hey Chandu16, thanks for joining. How are you doing tonight? Hello Theory, yeah. All right, so I'm going, Chandu, would love to hear a little bit about yourself because this is your first time chatting. So let me know if you're a developer, what you know about colors and things like that. Right now, I am working on creating a function in Sass and SCSS just to, yeah, that's awesome. Us too. We all do development here, at least for the most part. So I'm going to go to Chat GPT because I don't feel like figuring this out on my own right now. And I'm just going to ask it to create a SCSS function for me to loop through 0 to 360 to change the hue for HSL. No, I don't speak Spanish. My dad does, though. He's really good at it. I am not. Why are you asking? All right. And I'm very nice to Chat GPT. We're buddies usually until I get mad at him. Whatever it is. Create a SCSS function for me that loops from HSL 0, 0, 50, 50 through HSL 360, 50, 50. All right. Let's see what he says. It says, all right. Okay, but I need this Nolan gradient. It's really nice of you. Yeah, no, I don't. I can't roll my R's. I suck at it. I did speak French. I, I, I took French. My mother spoke French. My grandmother was France, so I've that in my background. I can read and write Korean, but I can't understand what I'm reading. But I can write names. That's actually my next language I really want to learn. Whenever I finally sit down and commit, I will be learning Korean. That is my goal. I am from Texas. Yep. Yeehaw. I don't know what that means, Matt. You elude me sometimes. All right, so we're going to take this for I. Let's see what it's telling us. Position I. All right, so this is a SAS function. So if you've ever worked with SCSS or SAS, you might have come into functions or mixins. If you haven't, the one thing like uh, one of my buddies on Twitter reached out to me and or reached out to everybody and was like, "What's your favorite CSS framework?" SAS and SCSS is because there's so many built-in modules and functions that you can create. Not only like right here, this function is one that ChatGPT created for me, but there are modules where you can use for randomizing numbers, or there's a color module that you can use that actually allows you to easily update the saturation or lightness. Like there's different modules that are just built in out of the box, but then you can also create your own. So I am a huge fan because it's a little bit like JavaScript and CSS, and I try to do as much CSS as possible without having to use JavaScript, and SCSS really allows you to do that when you really get into the nitty gritty of it. All right, so I can say dame un cigarro ahorita por favor from when I was a teenager, um, and I can say the bad words. My best friend is Mexican and she speaks a lot more Spanish than me. Um, but I'm way better at like grammar, actual like written grammar. So she actually cheated off of me in Spanish class to pass, which is kind of funny. But she speaks Spanish way better than me. I cannot compare it. I'm just better at the puzzle solving pieces of, the verbs and conjugations and things like that. All right, so we're just going to see what happens with this. All right, so that function. All right, let's see, let's see. I'll put it under, that's in background reading. All right. I'll try to roll my R. Oh, oh, really awful. That's how my, I feel like a tiger. All right, so here's my function, HSL the gradient. All right, so then it does gradient background, and this is this background. So instead of this, which we are in, am I in? Okay, so I put that in the color slider. Let's take that function out of the class itself because it should not be there. And then, I know, Michaela, okay, are you going to be at that in July? I really hope you are. Do I need to? There's two people right now. I like keep tagging them in every free ticket I find that they're going to be giveaways for, and I'm literally probably tomorrow going to like post their names out. So if you want me to include you in that list, more than happy to do so. I would love to hang out with you and like have a battle of the rolling numbers, and then we can record it and see how awful we sound. All right, so background linear gradient. So we're going to take this, and then we're just going to take this Q lineage out. We're going to comment out the background. Okay, it's you would have to like do your travel and room, but I'll start tagging you whenever I see it. If you want me to, I'm more than happy to do so. Let's see what happened. Oh, it doesn't like us here. All right. All right. Background linear gradient. To right gradient outline none. I don't care about that. Oh, because that shouldn't be in there. Okay. But we took this out. We took the gradient. Right. So I wonder okay, so look, I was actually on the right track because 4 0 from 0 through steps -1. I wonder if I need to do like 1 because I know the SCSS they like 1. Okay, nope, that doesn't matter. So if y'all want to see how I use GPT, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this out. Um, yeah, I totally understand. I'm taking my kids this time to it, so I hear you. Just gradient. So yes, this is function, generate steps, and then we go down to the gradient, which generates the color steps. And then it goes to right, gradient, which is right. It should start from 0. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I don't give ChatGPT personal stuff like, API keys and secrets and all that, but I don't have any of that here. That didn't work. Here's my code. And usually I can get a decent answer from it, which is nice. That would be so awesome. Maybe, yeah, grandma days. All right, so what did I do wrong? Sometimes it points out things. The one thing I really like about ChatGPT is like, yeah, like it's not always right, right? Like it doesn't always get it. And sometimes you have to like argue with it back and forth to get what you need. But other times it really does a good job of explaining things. And just the other day, I couldn't figure out why something in my code wasn't working at my actual job. And I copied and pasted, and it was a total typo on my end that I'd already spent like 15 minutes looking for, and it found it in 2 seconds. And so I really enjoy using chat GPT, like just whether it be for figuring out the best thing that I love using it for is TypeScript, especially when I was learning TypeScript. TypeScript is old enough that it knows what it doesn't have to like worry about it. You don't have to worry about it being just like a year old or whatnot. TypeScript's old enough; it knows it now. And I can nowadays, even though I have a really firm understanding of TypeScript, when you get into like the really advanced stuff and like things like when you have to loop through objects, which TypeScript does not like. So there's things that you can ask it, and it gives you the right answer. Gives me the right answer every time, and I really appreciate it. Plus, I don't have to always look for typos, which is great because I make a lot of those. Feature function generates a proper gradient. All right, so I see the issue now. There are a couple of small tweaks required to make the SCSS function work properly in your context. Here's the corrected code. All right, so we're gonna take this little piece here. All right, so we're gonna replace this gradient. And I will note too that like a lot of this stuff, like I've already spent a lot of time studying to understand what it means. And so I either use Chat GPT if I already understand something and I've been able to call out its issues. It'll make typos too, so I'll usually like go back and review its code, and if it doesn't work, I'm like, hey, you forgot this piece, and it'll be like, oh yeah, I did. Here's the new code for it. Um, or if I am in a situation where I have to really like if I have to really work to like before I'm going to be proficient at something, but I need a solution now, then yeah, I'll kind of post and pray and hope Chat GPT works. And then when I have time, go back and try to go through and relearn it again. All right, generate HS solid gradient. Okay, use the function to apply the gradient to the color slider. All right, gradient example. Adjust this for a smoother gradient. It really does. Seriously, Mika, when you start getting into TypeScript, that's like my favorite thing to use it for. It really is, and it does a really good of a job explaining what the differences are, and like Sometimes, like, especially if you're using TypeScript, and I'm kind of going off topic of colors, of course, but if you're using TypeScript and you start writing these functions and, like, you're pulling in data from other places, and maybe you have a number that's pulling in, but it's supposed to be a string, and you don't know if it's going to be a string or a number, like, ChatGPT will be like, okay, well, you need to convert this, or you need to convert it to two string. Or the reason that converting it to two string didn't work is because you actually need to convert this type to unknown first and then two string. Like, it gives you really good information as far as, like, the more advanced nuances, which I think is what gets people hung up on TypeScript, is like, because yeah, it's supposed to be, oh, a number is a number, a string is a string, but there are times where you have to convert things, and that's where it can get really kind of fuzzy and tricky. Yeah, yeah. I used PHP back when I did WordPress a lot, but I am not an expert on PHP. That is definitely not my area. All right, so what was I doing? I was recopying this function once again because blah blah blah. Okay, and then it's telling me template and script unchanged. Okay, it's telling me some of the function fixes. I don't need the function fixes yet. Um, but then, all right, let's see what it tells me with this color slider. Let's see. I'm just gonna comment this out. I mean, I don't know. I really like my JavaScript and I like my frameworks like you. So I'll agree to disagree with you on that gradient. What's going on here? It's saying it expected the gradient, which is right here. Gradient, gradient, generate gradient, which is HSL gradient, which is color steps. Okay, and then where is my color steps? Adjust this. I don't want 10 color steps. I want one color stop for every 360 degrees. Why that didn't work? One color stop for each degree between 0 and 360. I don't know about that. That's why that silence. I had to think about it. But you know what? We all like different things, all different, all have our unique traits and likes. And so I respect your opinion. I do not agree with it. Hey, since y'all are here, how is my video? Is it choppy, or is it right now Chat GPT is choppy for me myself, but like when I'm going through and changing screens and doing the code, is that choppy or is it pretty laggy for you? CSS function. There we go. It's giving me the same thing. 100 position. Ooh, uh-huh. That might, that's good to know. I'm gonna redo this just one more time, but I see where the issue is. I think it's the issue. I think the issue is right here. This percentage sign. It's not liking the interpolation. So it's interpolating the variable from gradient using this hashtag and open curly bracket and close. It's doing that for each of these. And so I think that might be causing the issue. But we're gonna just gonna give it a try. And actually, he gave me the whole thing. Thank you. So let's see. It doesn't like that. Yep, it doesn't like the percentage. So let's see. Um, I wonder if I need to do that. The one super tricky about a CSS is just figuring out the damn interpolation. Drives me crazy. I have literally spent hours trying to figure this stuff out. It's gonna make me start cussing like a sailor. Invalid intact. Pause. No. Okay. I think, and then if I do percentage here, on what line? I'm gonna end this stream here in about 5 minutes. So told y'all I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. The gradient is I'm gonna have to take this offline and figure it out. But we'll try for a second one. And I want to actually figure it out. What, Matt, are you gonna be up for a long time? It's like, oh, I guess it's only 8:30 for you. Okay, well, I can keep going. I just figured y'all were getting bored, so um, let's just take one. It's invalid end tag where. All right, let's see. It's not showing me. You know what? Let me inspect. Not. And then if I look here, if I pull my thing over here, invalid end tag. Where the hell is the invalid end tag? All right, let's tell ChatGPT. It's telling me there's an invalid end tag. This is what I mean when you have to like trying to go back and forth. I can stay up a bit longer. Okay, but see, it apologizes for the oversight. All right, and the colors. Okay, so it says, yeah, stop. The CSS function remains the same, but let's ensure we don't miss any syntax errors. Thank you. All right, copy this. Go back. Right. And let's see. All right. Well, that's better than an error. That's good. I feel like gradient maybe should be 0 instead, right? Like gradient should start with 0. Hmm. No, it's this dang freaking percent sign. It's this right here. It doesn't like the percent sign here. And part of the reason I'm sticking with ChatGPT right now for this, is because literally, like I have spent hours and hours trying to figure out interpolation there's like the trickiest thing I mentioned before is like SCSS has some weird rules about interpolation. Um, and it I have spent so much time trying to troubleshoot this like without ChatGPT. So um interpolation purposely. How is the interpolation not proved here though? Okay, maybe it needs a colors. All right, Matt, but you better keep chatting. It doesn't like that. Term is stupid. It's not the percentage sign. It is an error. Term is- and I'll just do the percentage sign non-working and CSS interpolation. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, let's divide it by 100. See what that does. It's a good idea. Thank you. It's still checking each rate interest for I from 1 to 360. And then we have them return gradient. I'm really excited about my talk. Right? I'm like so excited. Um, and then I've been settled into the job now. I've been wanting to stream for a few weeks, but I, 'cause I figured it'd help me a little bit. And I've been able to explain stuff to you that hopefully was beneficial that I plan on talking about. So being able to like put my words out there is great. And um, I'm also just really excited to see people again, meet people that I haven't met yet, but also see some of my Twitter friends again. It's always really fun. Okay. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. I'm going to just mute myself and you can look at my lovely messy floor back here in black bedspread, and then I will be right think I'm back. Hopefully I am back. Thanks, Mika. I appreciate it. And yeah, Matt, tomorrow I can walk you through it. I use, I am the queen of setting up new projects and not finishing them. So feel free. I am very good at setting up new projects in GitHub. And now our job requires me to use Azure DevOps, and that has been a learning curve. And anyways, yes, it's been a learning curve. So, but yes, I'm more than happy. And then Mika, Matt, can you give Mika your Twitter handle? She's on X too. She's literally one of my favorite people. I met her at that. Um, and she had me come on. She works at Scrimba. So she interviewed me for Scrimba I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe longer. It's been a while. I would get my months and stuff confused. But then we met at that, and she lives in Austin area and I live in the Dallas area. So at some point we're supposed to get together for an actual dinner. But we haven't had that happen yet. But y'all should follow each other if you connect, or if y'all connect on Twitter. Y'all are both awesome. Matt's really cool. Mika, you're really cool. Y'all are both really cool. So I think y'all should connect on Twitter. Oh yeah, you'll come up this summer? Nice. I have a bead show to go to June 28th, I think. And then I go to that July 29th. And then other than that, I'm free on the weekends. So let me know. Yeah, so this is a funny story. So I bead, right? So you know what? I'll show you. Oh, okay. Let's see. Can I share this? Let me look. I have to all right, so let me I bead little things. So I think you can see. Let's see. I have to wait. It's gonna be a second. You get a really good look at it because I can't see. Okay, there we go. So I bead little things. So this is a bracelet I made for my daughter. But one of my best friends from high school, his mom is like my second mom, and my mom passed away. But his mom was always like my second mom, just from age 15 onward or whatever. And we I used to go over there every day, and I'd hang out with them. And so his mom is really close with me again now. I moved to California for a while, and then when I come back and visit in Texas, we'd go to these bead conventions. But now I'm back in Texas, and so she invited me to one a couple months ago, and so I took my daughter, my oldest daughter, and me and her and my second mom went, and the kids couldn't be under 9 to get in. My daughter was 9, and she got three free things that were nice from the people that worked there. And so yeah, so I'm going to another beading thing with her, and I love it because our paths just connected for a while and then came back together. And I hang out with her and her daughter, who was my best friend's older sister, but is actually I don't know. So we're all it's really cool. It's a really cool feeling because we're all connecting again, and we just all knew each other when we were younger, and then it's just really cool. I don't know. Oh yeah, see, there we go. I know. We'll see. Hey, Matt, I've already asked for a trip to Cali and a trip to Italy. Um, I've asked, so we'll see. The one thing I have learned over the past, like, probably, honestly, I'm going to say 4 months is I'm usually not somebody who asks for help um, and or asks for assistance or asks if it's okay. Um, but I've really learned that the worst that you can hear is no. And there's still some things I'm too prideful to ask for help for. But for the things I'm not prideful to ask for help for, the worst thing that you can hear is no. And I will preface that too whenever I'm asking for something. Like, you might not say yes, but I'm going to ask. You can tell me no. It's okay. And it's gone really well. Yeah, Mika, he's a very hidden person. He does not show himself very much. Even on I work with him and he doesn't even 50% of the time he's not even showing his face on calls. Shame on you, Matt. What are you doing back there? Okay. What am I doing now? All right, since y'all are here. Hmm. I think I don't want to work on the this. I want to work on we're just gonna control Z a ton of times. Also, Mika, I'll say, and Matt, you're amazing, but like you are like a hidden gem. You really hide yourself from people. Um, I had no idea, like you, you know, yeah. Well, Mika, you know Ellie, right? Like Ellie had a avatar for her picture, and whenever she introduced herself to me at that, I was like, she was like, Sam, and I was like, who are you? Like, hi, like. And then when she was like, it's Ellie, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, you real. Like, I was so excited about it. And so, yeah, I, I like, I just like think that it's really good to show your face. Nah, that's not true. Number one. And number two, it really helps to know who you are and like for other people to know who you are. And um I am so tired of you putting yourself down. That's all I have to say to you. Thank you. You're amazing. So stop putting yourself down. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has things that they don't like about themselves. But what is important is trying your hardest and being a person that is beautiful on the inside. Um, and like I just think that you don't recognize how cool you are and how amazing you are. So really, please post your picture. So now I'm going to go back to my view app. You know what I really wish about this Twitch thing was? Like on Discord, you can like, oh, you know what, Mika, are you are you are you? I know you're probably going to go off soon. Are you busy right now, or like, can I invite you to just chat and like not share your screen? You mean you can share your screen if you want, but just so that we hear somebody else's voice and we can talk. Yeah, Matt, but your picture isn't on Twitter, so I didn't even and I didn't even realize we were connected until like and then now on here on Twitch your AAK Deuce Okay, well, I'm going to try something. Are you on Twitch right now? I'm going to just try. I'm going to invite you. Matt, you want to be invited too? Let's see how many people we can get here. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I don't want y'all to stream together. No. We only want. I don't know. This is my first time trying this, so this might blow the news. Shall see. Oh, it's playing. Oh, Mika's talking, but I can't hear her. Um, hmm, can't do it. I see your face bubbling. I just can't. What you're saying? No, I know why. Hold on. Okay, say something again. Matt, are you hearing her? You're being my guinea pig for future times. No, we can't hear you. Whisper gas moves a slot. What? It's so dumb. I see you. It's okay. You're beautiful. But no, I don't think anybody else can see you on Twitch. I'm not sharing you on Twitch. It's just you. You're in the background. I have OBS, which is why they can't hear you. You can hear me, right? I cannot hear you. It's weird because you can see me and I can see you and you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. I don't know what you're saying, Mika. You're gonna have to type it in because I could do stream together, but I don't want to stream together. I just want to hear you on your audio. And that is the thing, but I can't even hear you on my audio either. Go to the OBS. I know, no, it's not OBS. Well, it is OBS too, but it's also Twitch. All right, Matt, your turn. Mika left. Actually, she's probably just trying to rejoin. You can see me or the chat. No, I know. I wasn't trying to I was just trying to hear your audio. I was just trying to bring you in audio. Um, and I could see you when you showed yourself, but I couldn't hear you. So weird. All right, Matt, I'm going to invite you. This is one of my things though. Um, you don't have to show yourself, Matt. I'm really just looking for audio. Yeah. I don't think mobile is the issue, honestly, Mika. Between you and our interview, part of the reason I haven't done them since us, and I think I did one more after, and it was so bad. Um, the lag was really bad, and then on top of that, my 6-year-old was just I almost I had actually I think I didn't yell at her, but I definitely raised my voice at her because she was just being she wanted to do a pop in, and I was like, not right now. Your turn to accept the invite, Matt. Accept the invite. Yep. Stream ever failed. Retry. Please try again. What? What do you mean stream together failed? Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm still in something with you, Mika. I'm learning right now, so sorry. Y'all are my guinea pigs. All right, so I'm going to invite you. No, invite worked for Mika. So I could invite Mika, but I could not invite you, Matt. Why? What's going on with you? Why can't I invite you? And then if I go to Mika, share me the stream together link when you get that again, please. Whoever just joined, I'm so sorry. I am testing out something with audio. But we were talking about color theory. I have just kind of gone on a different rabbit hole for a second. You messaged me, found chat, you're backstage just now. Okay, but where's the link to the backstage? Can you send that to me? Because it didn't pop up. I know. Sorry, people who keep leaving. I want to know who the two people are that are just here that aren't you, that are just like have me in the background. It must be a friend. Oh no. You can't hear me talk? Yes, me. Shoot. Um, okay, can you hear me? Um, okay. Uh, just send me the link of where you are in the browser. I don't know. It's weird because, like, okay, so this chat popped up in my studio like area where I see like all the chats that are going on. So if you're on a different link to where like your video is, just send me that link so that I can like. All right, settings. No, I love you for hanging out with me and testing this out too. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. I still wonder who other two viewers are that are just like, oh, we'll put her on in the background. We support her because I definitely do too sometimes. Look to those people. You're in the mobile. Okay, fine. All right, where's the stream together? It has to be here. Oh, yours. Okay. Okay, switch stream together. Yes, stream together helps it. Yes, I know. That's so weird. Why can I not easily get here? Oh, I know you're inside my chest. You can you hear me now? Mika's stuck inside. I'm trying to figure out. That's kind of weird too, Mika. Like, oh my gosh, what if I accidentally invite somebody and then they're just here and then I cannot like get to them? Damn. Excuse me. Goodness. You can hear a bit of an echo. That the echo is on your end now. It is on your end. Okay, Matt, I'm gonna. Now you whispered. Well, now you're being extra creepy. All right, let's see what happens when I now invite Matt. Oh, I can't invite Matt because we already have a stream together. But how do I get to my stream together? Sorry. Ugh. Hey, Ellie. Oh my gosh. I am so glad you're here. Okay, cool. Ellie, what are you doing? Ellie is also a streamer. Excuse me. There was a backstage. I know I asked you to send me the link to the backstage, but you were on your phone. So you couldn't do it. I was waiting for you to let me in. Oh, so weird. Okay, so Ellie, so I was originally starting out with working on my chat for or my talk for color theory at that conference. I got a little bit of progress done. It was fun. I think I taught Matt and Mika some stuff like about the differences. Basically, I was able to practice the verbal things in my chat, but not the development stuff. That's okay. But what I was trying to do was get somebody to be able to come up to the chat and um, and yeah, I couldn't hear Mika, but I was trying to get her to come up to the chat and just be able to like use the audio. So I invited her in Twitch to like do the guest thing, like the share together, but I was only gonna like let her audio go, and then she's on mobile, so I exited out of the tab and I couldn't find it. And anyways, yeah. So that's where we are. And Ellie, how is my video and audio for you right now? Is it okay? I was also going to end the stream, but then Matt was like, "Oh, this is fun." So here I am. I'm still going. Probably no more with color theory tonight, but anyways, yay, that's great. I still need you to help me test and see if we can do a co-stream to like see if it works when we're both streaming. Yeah, my we all had a thing in uh we all had a bug. I'm good. I just have like that last little remnant of it. Oh here. Oh Matt, are you doing this? Are you gonna yes, just I don't know. Oh, thank you. Okay, Ellie, my question. You can type it out, or I can invite you up if you're okay with it. I love the new job. And Matt AAK Deuce is actually the person who recommended me for it. And it's been going really, really, really well. Ellie, you were down with something too? I hope you're feeling better. so crazy. Yeah, Ellie, we had like I'm pretty sure it was COVID that passed through our house, but like when I started the new job, I went to California, so I missed most of it. And I take my vitamins and all that. But like I got home and my husband and my kids picked me up, but they were like sick. And then I got sick for 2 days. Um, and yeah, I really, yes. And so I'm glad you're feeling better. I just went through it too. So yeah, that's probably what you're hearing too, is because like I still get like a little bit of like in my throat or whatever. But I really love my new job. It's so fun. Matt, Ellie does .net. If we ever needed a .net person, Ellie would be amazing. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I have kids, so um the something weird is always there. Like there's always a something weird bug. Okay, well, I don't know what .NET Maui is. All I know is I have to learn. I've learned Azure DevOps the past couple weeks, and that has been interesting. Oh, all right, Ellie, you need to start a channel for our kids because my 9-year-old also wants to get into game dev. He, see, Mika, you need to bring him to that, and then he'll meet my 9-year-old. I'm bringing my 9-year-old. I'm bringing all my kids, my husband to that. So, um, here's it, Taylor, Taylor Dustin. He was like, I can't come to that in Wisconsin because we're about to have a baby. I was like thinking in the back of my head, well, if you have the baby, you've got 3 babysitters with my kids. Like, they would love it. Yeah. Really? Are you, are you, do you want to volunteer to try to co-stream for like 2 minutes and just see if it works with me here? Since we're all friends? You can say no. I won't hurt my feelings, but I'm gonna ask. My 9-year-old loves Minecraft. I have not let her go on to Roblox yet. Yeah, I had it's okay, Ellie. No worries. See, it's fine. I don't care. I just, I was gonna at least ask. But yeah, my 9-year-old, or my sister-in-law, or my stepsister, her kids had issues on Roblox. So I am like super weary about Roblox. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust the people. Um, it's already hard enough to like, I don't trust I'm in a rental house. I don't trust my internet security here. Like, I just don't trust it at all. Okay, well, you're gonna have to share the account lockdowns. Yeah, Ellie, like, I mean, you can like in Minecraft, you can go on different servers and stuff, but on Roblox, it's much more social oriented. So, yeah, it's just a lot more risky in my opinion. And I have girls, so my youngest is a boy. Um, I not that I'm not concerned about him too, but I'm more concerned about the girls, at least at this moment. So, yeah. Okay, people. I think I am going to end the stream. So if y'all have anything else you want to say, I've had fun, um, but I just don't have anything more. Like I don't, unless I explain to Ellie everything that I just did or what Ellie, I'm happy to explain the color theory to you that you missed. I'm more than happy to do that. I will totally do that. I would love to, honestly. But as far as coding goes, I'm just like not going to do it. But yeah, thanks so much, Mika. I know. Text me. Yeah, I really hope you are there. I hope you choose my talk and um it's really gonna be fun. Okay, okay, Ellie, the one thing I can tell you is like so whenever I do talks, I never do like PowerPoints or like slides. I always do applications. So my goal today was just kind of start doing things and like I won't go into all the details, but I did get a little bit of progress made. So my talk will be really fun. So I really hope you go to it whenever it actually happens. Yeah, we totally should. I would love to do a stream with you. And I would also love whenever you have time to test us co-streaming together just like on my end. So like we talked about before. That's okay. Um, just to kind of see if it's working now. But yeah. Thanks y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will be back soon. I will try to like make a to-do list of things I need to do and maybe get started on them so that I have more like visually fun things to work on next stream. Love y'all. Good night. Oh, okay. Yeah. In the evening, I'll be free. I'll message you on Twitter. Thanks, Ellie. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Okay. Stream and